Yo, what's going on, guys? So, I just got back from watching Dragon Ball Superhero. Odd title there, I think, but it's still a movie I want to talk about. I don't do many movie reviews. In fact, this is the first one. And the last review I did was on Kenobi, which I kind of like doing it, but I feel like I did a lot wrong there. Anyway, point is, I'm here to discuss the film, give my thoughts, and just kind of like talk about like how I felt about it. Just give my review. So at the beginning of the film, not gonna spoil. Okay, just to be clear, but at the beginning of the film, there is a bit of a recap of Dragon Ball and like the lore, and it was really useful in my opinion because I had forgotten a lot of the little details and stuff, and it was like really informative. So if you haven't watched Dragon Ball in a long time, I still think you could just hop in there and just see the film. You know what I mean? It gives you a little recap. It tells you kind of what you need to know. My friends who came with me, they also hadn't seen Dragon Ball in a while, and they said that they knew what was happening. They got it. You know, it was Dragon Ball. So I think the film did a really good job there. Even if you're not like super caught up, I think you could still go out there and enjoy the film. Um, but yeah, which speaking of the film itself, I found it to be very enjoyable. I think that the animation was changed up. That was like a huge difference you see in the trailers and stuff from like the show to this movie. There's a lot more CG. In fact, I think the entire thing is CG. I'm not like 100% sure, but yeah. The new style, it like at first it was a little jarring to me, but I actually warmed up to it like a lot. Like I actually ended up enjoying the style a bit. So I think they pulled it off really well. It was a really goofy film. It had a lot of goofy moments, and I actually loved it for that. It was super fun. I think that Dragon Ball Broly, which was a film that came out before, just to kind of like give a bit of context about it. That film was a lot more action oriented. There was a lot more like fighting and stuff, which this film does have fights. It is Dragon Ball, you know, I think it's what you expect. But there's a lot more like dialogue, a lot more goofy moments, some jokes in there, and I actually really enjoyed it. I think it was a really good film. It was just a fun time to be there. I think some of the jokes, like if you're just there, like kind of goofing around a bit, it was a little fan servicey at times, but I enjoyed it. I didn't think it ever went too far. It was just fun. And it had some really good moments, some callbacks. I just think it was fun. It had some good fight scenes when it did have them. I actually enjoyed the effects as well. It was super cool, super sick, and it was just a pretty good film. I think that there were some interesting moments where I wish it was a bit more serious at times, because there were some like goofy parts like at the climax that I kind of wish was a bit more serious, but it didn't like take me away from it. It actually kind of like still stayed in line a bit and didn't like go too far, but it still would have been nice, but it was still fine. I still found it just fine. Really fun time. Good film. I want to mention the characters. I think the characters were really fun. We actually don't focus on Goku and Vegeta in this film, which are like the main ones. So like, you know, we always see Goku and stuff. I think it was a nice change of pace to not be on like those main characters. We do see them. You get like, you know, you get to see what they're doing right now. But the focus of the film isn't on them. It's actually on the other characters like Gohan and Piccolo. And I think that those characters deserve that spotlight, and it was really nice to see them in there kind of like doing their own thing and just having them develop their characters and their arcs, their character arcs. It was nice to see. The other supporting characters were really good. I enjoyed them. I think the performances were good. They were funny, they were comedic. Overall, just really good characters. I liked them. A little goofy. I think that's like the main like little thing about the film is that it is a little goofy, but I enjoyed the goofiness. I really did have a fun time with it. Yeah, those are basically my thoughts on it. The music didn't really. I'm thinking about like things to talk about as well outside of the visuals and the actual, you know, movie, but the music doesn't stand out to me right now. Thinking about it, so I don't know. I'm guessing it was good. If I don't have a complaint about it, it was probably all right, but it doesn't stand out to me. I think I should have been listening a bit more for that, but yeah. Let me talk about the villains real quick. I forgot to mention that in the first recording. I thought the villains were really good. I actually liked them a lot. They weren't like crazy or anything, but they were still fun villains. They felt menacing, especially like the big bad, and I think the Red Ribbon Army, which is the villain of the film, I think it was pretty good. It was believable. I could see the threat. I liked it. It was a good. The villains were good. I forgot to mention that. So I'm adding this in afterwards. Yeah, yeah, I know. It was just good. It was a fun time. If you are looking for a film, like you love anime, thinking, damn, I want to watch an anime film. You haven't seen Dragon Ball in a while. Maybe you saw a few episodes at the beginning, or you watched Super. You want to keep on like watching Dragon Ball. This is a fine film to watch. I would honestly give it a pretty firm and like good, just 8 out of 10. It was a really fun film. Still had some issues. I think there were a few awkward scenes with like the with how I felt the style and the animation was, but it never took me away from the film. It never did that. I think I would have liked some things to be different in terms of maybe some moments that were a bit too like goofy. But in general, like I said, it didn't ruin the film for me. Not at all. Not even close. So, final thoughts. 8 out of 10. Great film. Highly recommend. And that's all I gotta say about this film. Let me know if you guys want to see more movie reviews. I just kind of want to talk about things that I'm kind of interested in, and this is one of them, or even more series reviews. And I'd like to do that. I think it'd be really cool. But yeah, that's all. Have a good one, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Maybe. Yeah.